Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I want to do the introduction for this one because I have a very, very special friend here today with me. He's behind my own face at the moment, but I just want to lay the land. This is the the person who's going to be talking to me today is one of the biggest stars of the Indian film industry, but also one of the nicest people I know. Which is why I feel like this conversation is going to be really, really special. So, Ranveer Singh, show your face.
Hi, I'm PC and I can do anything. I wrote a book this year. Next year, I'm going to build a rocket. PC, what are you? Can you explain to me this this astonishing creature that you are? What have you not done in life? I think like what is it? What's left? You also wrote a memoir.
I want to rap.
You wrote
Like,
you Bhaiya singing to you have already done. You are the first OG pop star. So
OG
everybody,
pop.
you must know that when I was first of all, like she came out with this, I don't even know where to begin. Your list of achievements is so long, I literally don't know where to start. But since you spoke about rapping, let me start by telling you guys what happened when I first saw PC's video. First of all, I was like, "What?" Okay, I
Now she's
saw
doing
it
music.
and music, and in this way, with those like outfits, and suddenly in the the like Pitbull comes out of the bushes and he's like and like and I spoke to PC about it, and I was and she was like, yeah, and this, and then Pit was like that, and like Pit said this. I was like, Pit
Pit.
first, matlab familiarity levels देखो Pit. मैं बोला यार पिटबुल बोला ये पिट पिट क्या लगा के रखा है.
But everyone
So
used to call
just I'm always amazed at PC. I remember one of these nights that she had come back from a long trip to LA, and Ritesh had hosted a bunch of our friends at his house because PC was in town,
Ritesh
and we all went,
Rajani,
of course, because we were
who is
all, yeah.
who's an amazing producer in India, just for context.
Yeah.
And then what
So
happened in
so that night PC was holding court. And we were standing around like, and I was the main Janani, and I was like, और बता और किससे मिली और कौन था उसने क्या बोला. So so yeah, PC, and everything that she does never ceases to amaze me. PC, you amaze me. You truly amaze me with the number of things, your kaleidoscopic achievements and multi-talented personality and things that you've done in life. You were Miss World, then you became a big Bollywood superstar, then you became an international pop star. Now you're like this. I don't even know what to call you anymore. Like, what do we call you? Now you're an author. You
entertainer.
almost became an aeronautical engineer. Like, I don't even. You were almost a doctor.
See, I
Like,
could have built the rocket that you were talking about. I could have done it.
I, I'm sure next year you'll be like, you'll start with Legos and then you'll move on to a real rocket. You'll be like, I think I'm ready, guys. So
But
yeah,
Randy,
PC.
thank
I
you
mean,
for
like,
doing this and coming here to chat with me. I know you've been filming
it's
Circus
a
Nut. Tell me
pleasure.
a bit.
It's a delight. I'm always happy to speak with you, PC. Always happy to speak with you. Now tell me about this. Uh, uh, it's on. It's on. How do you say? It's on. It's in stores. How do you say? It's on the shelves.
Yeah, how do you say that about a book? Like, you'd say it's in,
Yeah,
I would say
out
you can
now.
find the book
Like,
anywhere they sell books. There you go.
nice. So here we have a record of all these crazy things that you've done in your life, which
Not
are
all.
pretty out there.
Not all.
Not all, huh?
Indeed, not
So
all.
this book itself is unfinished. So
Absolutely,
this
just like
person
all
is
of us are.
unfinished. This book is also unfinished.
Life is also unfinished,
Also,
hopefully.
now
You know, the
now
way
I'm
I see it,
understanding why it's called unfinished.
yeah, the theme works in every way. The way I see it is,
In
that
so many
you've been
levels
public
and
for
so
such
many
a long
layers to
time.
this title.
Some part of it you have to keep for yourself. So that's also unfinished. Right?
Hi, hi, hi. Why did you pick this picture? Staring into
Because I
people's
look
souls.
because I looked pretty smart, I looked. I looked like I knew what I was talking about. Like, it is my author face. Okay, I'm an author now.
Can you? I don't know. I didn't know which PC was going to meet me today. Okay, guys. Like, PC has
Yes.
so many facets and dimensions to her personality. You just don't know which ones you're going to meet. Okay, PC has like 3,600 people in her, which is why she's such a fine actor, you know. So I don't know whether it's that girl who's going to like burn the dance floor with me on dirty Hindi songs from the 90s, or is it like this
Oh,
Met Gala walking American talking diva? Like, I don't know what to expect. Which
oh
PC
my
are we
God, do you
having?
remember?
Which
But do you
PC is in the
remember
house
that
today?
night, that Gunday night?
Yes, I do. No, I remember parts of it, PC, because you put so many shots in my mouth that I don't remember the rest of it.
Right. I also remember parts of it only, but I'll never forget you, me, and Arjun late night googling Urmila Matondkar and Rangila, and we did all night, like 5 hours of dancing to Urmila Matondkar and her songs, and especially from that, what is that called? That Tanha Tanha. Oh my gosh.
Yai re, yai re, जोर लगा के नाच रे. I feel like all the skill sets that you honed in the Hindi film industry bode you very well when you took your talents abroad, as they say, abroad. It's my favorite word, abroad.
But for sure, now,
So,
I knew everything that I knew
है ना?
was because I worked with the best people in the industry. I always say that, when you start something for the first time, and obviously, your wife and I did this at the same time, but the process is you're starting from the beginning. The only difference this time was, Ranveer, when I walked onto set, I knew my job. When I started in the Hindi film industry, I didn't know. You have to stand on a mark and you have to know your lines. But this time, when I had my lines in my hand, I walked in with the confidence of I've worked with the best in the business. So no one can come and tell me something that I am afraid of. And that confidence definitely came from working with you, working with so many incredible filmmakers that I've been able to work with. Now I just hope in America I get the chance to do that as well, explore different kind of roles and stuff.
So now that we're on PC the actor, a vast subject in itself, we must tell people that we've done almost the entirety of the plot, right? We've been lovers, we've been spouses, on-screen siblings. Bacha kya?
The gamut of it all. Wait, Ranveer, come a little bit to your right because you're losing frame. There you go. Now center of frame. Sorry guys, I'm seeing him
It's
the
my,
opposite.
this is my sexy profile in any case. You see this scar?
Big
This sexy
profile,
little
he's
scar I picked that
really.
up on a movie that I did with you, incidentally. This is straight out of Gunday.
What happened when you got that one? Was it when you were walking
You
out
tell
with
me
your
what
boss?
happened on day one, PC. You tell me.
What happened on day one,
So
Ranveer?
yeah, so the director threw us into the deep end, and the director Ali, I don't know why he wanted us to start with the most difficult, emotionally intense scene, and like I was really new and raw at the time, and I really didn't know my craft that well, or the hacks or the tricks, so I would like take
This was
everything
the third,
very
third movie
seriously,
or so.
almost. Yeah, essentially yes, and And yeah, so I didn't know the hacks of the craft, so I would take everything very literally, very seriously. So Ali was like, yeah, come on, he was pumping me up. And in any case, I'm very over enthusiastic about intense emotions, and yeah, this is my big scene. And of course, PC was already a superstar at the time, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, I'm gonna rage it in this scene. And he's like, yeah, hey,
Sure.
you're angry, you're an animal. Ah! So you remember what we spoke about? You're a wolf. You're a wolf. So, so, so I started behaving like a wolf, literally. And I was like, I have killed it in this scene. And I went the next day and I was chilling on the poolside. I'm in my trunks and I'm like, ah, man, what a scene I did. I am the boss. And I get a call from Ali and I was like, haha, he's calling to tell me what a great scene I did yesterday. And I was like, hello. And he was like, what have you done? PC is walking out of the movie. I was like, what, why? What happened? He was like, anyway, so then he explained to me why certain things you you should be careful about when you're with acting with a
Well,
co-actor.
let me give
You should be
context. Let
very
me give context a little bit. Yes, you were new, but at that time, which is a question I had for you, at that time when we were both acting in Gunday, you did have a sense of like enthusiasm because, like I used to say to you, you always were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about being an actor." You always wanted to be an actor from when you were a kid, and at that time, it was just there was so much method acting happening that I forgot what I had to do because I was
yeah.
watching you.
I love this word itself. I love saying it. So don't mind if I drop it multiple times in the course of this conversation. Memoir, memoir. I wrote a memoir. It's so yeah. It's like
Yeah, it sounds better than
when you
autobiography.
yeah, definitely. And I was also, while we're on Gunde, I have to tell you this. And this is a small little incident that is not often spoken about. But PC, I'm sure now when I remind you about it, it's vividly etched in your memory. So we are shooting Gunde, and it's the big old climax, and we are in, like, I don't know, outside Dhanbad or something. We're literally in a coal, like, I don't know, like a quarry or something. And I don't know, it's like the back of Beyond, and there's like hundreds of fighters and bikes and guns. And it's the movie's beat has just it's just been revealed that PC was playing them the whole time, and she's actually a cop, and the Gundays are on the run. They're running from her, and they land themselves in this quarry. And in this scene, she, like, it's the big reveal, and she's gonna come after them with the gun, and she's gonna literally chase them down on foot. So this is PC's big reveal. And so now it's PC shot, and she walks in. She walks. She walks in, and she's like, "Action!" And she walks in like this. So our cinematographer Asim sir, who's a Jan, by the way, he's like, he's from behind the camera. He's like, "Yeah, what is this style? This is this is FBI style. This is not correct. Do Indian police one hand, Indian police one hand. This is style." So so
I'll never forget that. It
cut
was
to
so funny. I came in so like, I got it, I got it. You're not in your Indian police.
cut
Hold the
to
gun.
cut to the next thing you know, PC is Alex Parrish from, like, in Quantico, playing literally a character who's
Who does that?
in a world set against the FBI, who whose promo shot is only this. So so it was an epiphany. Asim
How
sir saw it
funny is
coming,
that?
and we got a glimpse of it. Yeah, it was uncanny, PC.
That's
It wasn't even a year from the time that you did that shot that then. And what I'll never forget is that I have a vague memory of you telling Asim sir, "No, sir, I'm going to do it like this only." And you said something to the effect of, I'll do this." Like, you called it out. You, like, it was like a premonition.
well, I did
You were
end up
like,
holding the
"I'm
gun
gonna
like that.
go."
I said I want to
I'm
show the
gonna
right
go. I'm
direction.
gonna do that. I'm gonna do it like that. And lo and behold, Quantico happened. So that's an incident from Gunday that I will never forget. Um, there's so much. There's so much to do with Gunday. I remember. Do you remember Assalame Ishkum? You had come to set like literally not even 48, like 24 hours after a personal tragedy. Like we were all in shock, from the director to the
After my
producer to your
dad died.
co-actors. Everybody was like, yeah. I was like, man, you ain't nobody like PC. That's the day I knew that's like a benchmark of professionalism for me personally. I've also put in 10 years of work now. I haven't seen anybody with that degree of professionalism. It was not. I mean, like it's literally the one of the most difficult time in anyone's life. And we didn't expect you to be back on set. And of course, you had the option, but you didn't want to keep the set standing. You didn't do any of that, and you came back, you know.
I'll
And
tell you honestly
that was
also,
a
if I can
mm,
admit, because I did admit a little part of it in the book as well, that I think there was a part of me which didn't want to sit at home and didn't want to be around my mom and my brother and feel his absence or be around my family so we'd have to discuss it. I think in a way for me it was also like always being able to dive into work. My work has been the one thing through my all my ups and downs, and when you've seen me through a lot of them. That's the
mm,
one thing that I know is a honing signal. Like you just come back to it, and like it's got your back. Chota kaam ho, bada kaam ho, small role, big role, doesn't matter. It's like your safe space. And I think
yeah.
my reason for coming back was also selfish. To sort of run away from having to deal with all of that and go back to what made me feel comfortable and safe and something that I knew.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, tough, very tough, because I knew from the earliest time that I got to know you, I knew how connected you were with your dad. Um, I mean, the tattoo says it all, right? Um, so yeah,
But
yeah,
you and
I
I
actually
always
have
bonded
seen
on
you
that. You're also
quite
so
a few
like
ups and downs.
close. क्या बोला?
I have actually seen you through quite a few ups and downs.
We shot
Come to think of
together
it,
during most difficult times of my
we're
life.
both married now, PC. Like,
How
how crazy
crazy
is
is
that?
that? We're
जीजू के
married.
बारे में बताओ यार. We are all so curious. We don't. People
What,
don't know enough about Nick Heartthrob Jonas.
what is there to know? You guys, you're sending him Nutella and not sending me Nutella. So, you know, clearly the
Yeah,
conversation,
I
you
don't.
clearly know much more
He,
about him.
no, yeah, I know that he loves Nutella. This I know now for sure.
He
He
does. And he has a massive
commented
admiration for
under
you
one.
also.
Well, I had the good fortune of meeting him and interacting with him when I attended your wedding in Mumbai, and I must say he's a fine gentleman, extremely chivalrous, very very warm. We chill together, and he's he's a lot of fun. I only
I can't
remember
wait for us
having
to do
fun with
like
him.
a double date together and like just do something really fun. Wait, listen, I have a question for you. Do you
Hmm.
borrow or like steal clothes from Deepika?
No, I don't. I have the cooler wardrobe, so she actually steals stuff from me.
Me too. Me too. My husband has a much better wardrobe than mine. He'll wear something once, or sometimes he doesn't even wear it, and I'll take it and I'll be the one wearing it before him. I had a feeling that you guys will also have that dynamic.
But I have one thing that I have to speak. A couple of things that I definitely want to speak about. Um,
Okay.
you are, of course, clothes se yaad hai, aap to one of the world's most glamorous people, most glamorous celebrities. Um, but it takes a lot of confidence to just drop it, just toss it out of the window. And I truly admire you for doing that, especially when it comes to the roles that you've done. And one such role, and I've always been curious about this. I've always wanted to talk to you about it, and I even if we were just chilling together at a party, it was something I always wanted to talk about. Just never got a chance, but here's a great chance. I always want to talk about your process about Jilmil. That is one special character. It's not a character. It's a very rare character. That's legacy work, man. That's very very high caliber characterization, and uh, it blows my mind. I've seen that movie so many times. I love it. I love that movie, and that character is just too special. It's like um, it for me is one of the favorite avatars that I have seen you in. What was that like? You gotta talk to me about Jilmil.
Thanks, Yaran. It was, I don't know if you know the story, if we ever talked about it, but Anurag Basu is the director of this movie that Ranveer's talking about called Barfi. For those of you who might not know it, um, he's an amazing director, and I was a big fan, and I always wanted to work with him. So finally, the opportunity came, Ran, where he called me when I was shooting Anjana Anjani with Ranveer, and Ranveer was doing Barfi. He was signed on to Barfi. So right after, Anurag sir called me and he said, "Can I come and see you?" And I said, "Of course." And he came to my house, which was in Versova before. We've been there, I think, one time. So he came there, and I was 10 minutes late. I was coming back from an event, and I was dressed in this gown and heels. And I walked into the house, and he just stood up and he said, "Hi, Priyanka, but I think I made a mistake. I'm really sorry." Um, and he was ready to bounce. And I was like, "Hold up, wait, wait. You've come to my house to to meet me for a movie, and you see my face, and you're like, I gotta go." And I said, "Sit down with me and just talk to me. What is happening?" He said, because I was dressed like that, hair, makeup, gown, heels. And he said, "I don't know how I'll make people forget this, who you are." And I said, "All right, that's my job as an actor, my challenge. Let's work on it for 5 days. Nahi hua, if it doesn't happen,
Mm.
we don't have to do it. It's fine. But let's at least try." And it was such an interesting exercise, which I recommend to every actor out there. But we went and spend time. I used to spend time in Rag sir's office, and which I do for my characters even now. The first most important thing I like to find is a character's walk. So, what was Jilmil's walk? What was her quirks? We didn't want. She was on the spectrum, obviously Asperger's slash autism, somewhere there, and there was no other character that we thought she could be like. So there was not really a precedence either. We went and spent some time in a school with special children, and with met all kinds of kids, recorded their behavior, saw their behavior again on the TV, picked up things that we liked from different kinds of kids, tried that kind of walk. Then one thing Anurag sir made me do, which was really funny, he took me out to the garden after I was dressed like Jilmil, and he said, "Give me galis." And galis means bad words, like yell at me, abuse me verbally right now. And I'm very shy with Hindi Hindi slurs. Usually, I'm very shy.
Mm.
They're kind of, and he was just like, "Just do it." And I stood outside, and he made me say the worst, most choicest Hindi galis to him, and
Oh
that kind
man.
of really made me super free with what this character could do, and she could be anything. She could be completely um, spontaneous. Even I didn't know what Jilmil would do, and it was really, really an amazing, in-depth exercise. After 5 days, I got the movie.
Wow. This little detail I did not expect. You truly are full of unexpected little anecdotes, PC, which I'm sure are all in here. I'm trying to picture it, but I can't. You're out in a garden dressed as Jilmil, abusing Anurag sir
Using Anurag sir,
in
full
in
BCM
character.
in character. Please just ask anytime you meet either Ranveer or Anurag sir, just ask him between shots what all Jhilmil used to do. Jhilmil could do anything between
Oh,
shots in character. And it became so easy after that. But like that,
a
Ranveer, you
memorable
also have, I
character,
must
and
say, Bajirao, when I saw you working through Bajirao and working through, like, this is one of the reasons I think you and I are friends and we have a certain, admiration as artists and actors towards each other, as creative people towards each other, because I see that kind of effort that you also put into your characters and how much you invest in them. That's why you have been able to play such a variety of roles. You're never stuck in one kind of box. You're not resting on the laurels of your last hit film. You're always looking to create the next one. And that's kind of how I have also been subconsciously, because I was not in the industry. Like, I didn't know what the rules are and what kind of thing does a hero do or a heroine do. Like, I didn't know any of that. So because I didn't know, I did anything. But that ended up becoming a really varied career, and you've selectively chosen such a variety of roles. Like, that Dil Dhadakne Do scene when you come up on the roof of the ship when we were sitting middle of the night, and you started making all of those jokes of like her barfing,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
did
yeah.
Barfi, and you did Valentine now something, and I remember
Epic scene, epic
it was
scene.
a pupil. Funny, but you came up there full energy, having thought of things that would make the scene better, but brought it in so spontaneously. And you're not someone who just comes in there and brings a great performance. You come prepared, and your preparation is your key. That's why you're so nuanced with the work that you do and the variety that you play. And I think that's something that we really have in similar is preparation.
Thank you, PC. That's so kind of you. I get very awkward when people nowadays when people talk about craft and all. I don't know. I have to really come to grips with getting comfortable talking about me, my performances, craft and all. I get super awkward. I don't know why.
That's why women continue.
Which
It's
reminds me
like,
that today's
let's do it
just it's
now.
not about me. It's not about me. It's about you. And the last installment, correct me if I'm wrong, the last installment in your illustrious body of work is White Tiger. Am I right?
Yes, it is. You saw it recently. What did
White Tiger. I saw it. I saw it, and we spoke recently, and I told you how much I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And all credit team. I know you were an executive producer on it. Um, it was a banging film, a really awesome film. Um, I loved it. I just loved it. First of all, the theme, the class divide and these sorts of things are themes and that have always uh, been very, very intriguing to me. So I'm a sucker for the theme, uh, and I think that they got the culture really right. Every characterization was so on point. The performances were amazing. Every technical aspect of the film contributed into creating a very, very authentic world. um, and it was like fast paced. It had depth. It had twists and turns, and it was just overall a very fulfilling watch. And I thoroughly, it was an evening well spent. So thank you for that.
Thanks, yeah, babe. The most amazing thing about that movie, and I know you'll resonate with this, to see an all Indian star cast be the number one movie on Netflix all around the world.
Amazing.
Like, after looking for work in America and working there for almost 6 years and seeing that that doesn't happen, in mainstream entertainment, mainstream like global entertainment. I can't tell you, I was so emotional when that happened. I was like, this is what it should be like. It shouldn't be so hard. And And Adarsh is such a revelation in that movie as well. I'm so excited about him joining the film industry and what all he will do when
Yeah,
he goes
he's awesome.
forward. It's going to be amazing. I hope you guys get to work together at some point. He's really, really amazing.
Yeah, I hope so too. I really admire his acting. He was just, I don't even have the words for it. Delicious performance. Just so
I
feisty.
really
It's
do
so,
hope he gets
I love it.
awards love,
I
you
get
know.
very
I really
excited when I see good acting. I'm sure he will. There's no reason he shouldn't. He's 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 put in the performance. It's I loved it. I loved it. Um. So, what else is in this book? I'm so curious. I'm going to do an exercise where I'm just going to open it at random and start reading.
do it.
Here I was in Mumbai, one of the most populous cities in the world, and the energy of the never sleeping metropolis was calling out to me. Mm, uh, uh, ये आपकी इंग्लिश की दाद देते हैं हम
By the way, Hindi में भी अनुवाद कर चुके हैं हम इस किताब की. But I said that the book is
क्या
in Hindi as well
बात
now.
है
Also
really
translated
what when how
in Devanagari. Yeah.
why don't you in true PC fashion do something next level why don't you give us a video narration I want a I'm not happy with an audiobook it's not enough it's not the PC way we will do everything for the first time in history therefore we will now next week very soon be releasing uh, a
The
video
video
book
version. That could be
video
interesting.
PC will be sitting in an elegant chair and reading the book to you. How about that?
So 8 hours of book reading. I mean, listen, I was so excited about being able to do a book tour after becoming a published author. Saw Michelle Obama's book tour, and she was going to all of these cool places, meeting all of these people. And I'm stuck with a virtual book tour when I should have been sitting right next to you and talking about it. But you know what? We all make the best that we can. I'm just very excited that I still have the opportunity to talk to people about the fact that, there's a book out there, which before I could stop,
I
got
am
out of my hands.
I am skipping to it and it's getting more and more interesting. I just read Deu Matti. I was like, shit.
Yeah, my first car. Devu Mattis.
Blast from the past. You had a Mattis? Oh my
I
god, PC. You're next level OG, man. You're a gangster. Only gangsters. Only gangsters and
For people who
Deu.
don't know, a Matisse is like that small. It's the smallest car, and it's Daewoo. It served me well, Ranveer. It did. In all those Santa Cruz streets, Bandra streets, when I was 18 years old, and I'd just become Miss India, 17 years old. And all we would do, me and Tamanna, my best friend who you've met, was think about which is the night industry party we can go to at night. Where do we get the invitation from? Bombay Times party, Sony party. Where can we go at 17 years old wearing short skirts, getting into my debut Matisse and going? Those were
You had
those
a
days.
Matisse at 17? क्या बोले?
I mean, it was a gift when I won when I won Miss India.
Oh,
Listen, if you ever write a book,
oh,
which I'm sure you will at
the
some
plot
point,
thickens.
tell me what will the title be for your book?
Hmm. A life well lived.
Oh, I love that.
And that's a
That's
nice title.
lovely. Yeah, it's a nice title and it sums up so much of who you are anyway. You know, that's really
I am
nice.
very eager to read further. Should I?
I hope you will, and you must. I'm gonna
Okay.
have the
Acha,
audio
not
Gunday
right
while
now.
you're on. No, not right now, Ranveer. Put it down. There are people listening. There are people who want to hear
Okay,
us
sorry,
talk,
sorry, sorry,
Ranveer.
sorry. It gets really. I saw Matisse and I was like, wait, wait.
that out of all the things that
There's
I
a
mentioned in
Matisse
the
in
book.
this story.
Okay, just before we wrap this up, I wanted to, since you've asked me all of these wonderful questions, I wanted to ask you one last thing. The
Gee.
reason this book, I called it unfinished, is because obviously I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
have an unfinished life and there is a lot I want to do. And there's a lot of things that I've left behind, that were unfinished. And I moved on from them. That's the only way to move forward is,
Mm-hmm.
you leave things behind that don't matter. So, what do you think is an unfinished story in your life, or is something that you left behind because it didn't matter? Or is it okay if is it all right to leave things behind? Because most people, we feel like you have to tie everything in a bow and, you need closure and you need to but like it's okay sometimes to just be like, this is not working for where I want to be, right? Have you had anything like that?
Mm.
And do you think it's okay?
Yeah, I mean, there are several aspects of life
Like,
that
I'll
are
give
just
you an
left unfinished,
example.
but I think
Yeah.
you get naturally drawn out of um, you naturally gravitate away from them if they're not. I think it's a it. I think you move forward in life naturally.
Yeah.
If it's not truly and authentically engaging you, you'll just grow out of it and you'll move on. And your calling, it'll it'll what really matters will draw you to itself.
That's
I feel
exactly
like
what when I was doing my music, you know, it didn't live up to my standards. Like, yes, I worked with
mm,
amazing people. I worked with Pitbull, Will.i.am, Chainsmokers, like amazing people. But the music didn't have, according to me, you know, the unique sound that I wanted, something that was just mine, that was not generic.
mm,
So I just quit it. I didn't ever release my album. I still
mm,
have like 40 songs that are on my
mm.
laptop. But I just put a pin in it, pivoted to
सुनाओ यार
acting.
कभी
हाँ सुनाऊंगी किसी दिन. One night when I
your
releasing
music
my
किसी
my
परदेसी
unfinished
पागल ने
music.
इस देखती दिल को मान लिया है. I love that shit.
I love that song too, but you know what I mean. So like that, what I meant by
Yeah,
that
I
was
have
like,
the same thing with my writing.
yeah,
Yeah, I had the same thing. I was just going to mention, I had the same thing with my writing. I felt like I had written a bunch of stuff and it was really good. Um, I felt really good about it, but it never materialized. And then I got into acting, and I feel like there's so much writing that is still there that I might go back to. But yeah, I think that that part feels a bit unfinished. That felt a bit unfinished. I was like, man, I was just about,
moved on, and you never know, in another couple of years you have some time and you'll go back to writing. Like I've always been curious about writing. I've written columns, I've written prose, I've written op-eds for like, newspapers, Elle, Hindustan Times, New York Times. But I was always scared of like structured writing, like a novel or a book or
mm,
a screenplay. And this book, because I was at home during quarantine for 6 months, I had the time, right? So you kind of I went into it and I could write it. And now I really feel like I want to take on writing a screenplay maybe or something. But you should really get into it. It's the best. Stop doing an advert.
scared of structured writing, scared of a novel, cut to a memoir. Yeah, screenplay
Grab the
writing.
bull by
Come
the
on,
horn.
PC. You
Yeah,
you and me
that's what I
both.
want to do
Yeah,
next.
all right. Aren't enough good
Let's do it.
screenplays
I'm
around.
really
Go do it yourself.
down. And it'll be really cool. Like I can't wait to actually write a screenplay, or I don't know. I'm also thinking that I might want to direct at some point. Like getting into the other side, creative side.
Arre!
We've talked about this before. 100%. ये तेरे पास टाइम नहीं होगा बेटा. You won't have time for a first time director.
Dialogues. I like the dialogues.
Done. I'm telling you, it'll be so cool. You should absolutely, whenever you get time, go back to trying, I think, writing. It's the best. I recommend
Yeah,
it to everyone.
I think that too will happen naturally. When you gravitate away from it, that's something that's a process that happens naturally. But when you get drawn back to it, that's also something that happens naturally. You just got to be true to your instincts and follow them, and it'll take you where it has to, you know.
Totally. And I really feel like creative people, inherently creativity comes out in different ways. Like if you're naturally creative, if you put your mind to anything else that requires creativity, you will tend to have an edge over most people. Basically, I'm trying to say go write tonight, Rano. Go do it.
Nahi, yaar, now I'm feeling shy.
So stupid. So stupid.
Okay, so I was going to tell you this amazing story of which I have pictographic proof of, but I think this chat has gone so well that I don't think this chat needs this story. So this little treasure that I have in a small album on my phone, I'm going to save for another date. It
Or just
is
send it to me and
it
then
is
nobody
so
else has to know.
it yeah, it epitomizes our relationship. It's a photo series, and I knew this day would come where I would be so excited to share it with the world. And you know the best part, PC, you till date you have no clue about it. You'll only find out when you will find out.
That's terrifying. You realize that, right? That's a terrifying thing to say to someone. Why would you say that?
It's okay.
Huh?
It's
Send it to me.
kosher. It's kosher.
As
It's
soon as we
kosher.
finish this chat, just send it to me.
It's kosher. I'm saving it for one of your special like milestone birthdays or something. I'll put it up on the gram, and you will be
Oh
thoroughly amused if you do find the time on your milestone birthday to see it.
But I love
Oh,
the
it's so
fact that
good.
you and I have had so many lovely memories. Like I truly can say, Ranveer, like you know, over the course of time that we've worked together, I've definitely grown so much from Gunday to where I am now. You definitely have grown so much from where you were, and I feel like that's the only thing I guess someone can do. And our friendship, and honestly, like friendship really comes from that place of we've always just been very real to each other about like life, and that's another lovely thing that I really admire about you is just that you might be you're a really big movie star and you're like really talented actor, but you're just a nice guy, and that's just like really nice. So thank you for being nice. Thank you for coming on board and
PC, I'm
chatting
getting
because
awkward. Stop.
such a strange person. Stop it. Stop it. Back of your
Uh,
head.
you would do that. You would give me a tupply.
Back of your head.
Yeah, I've got enough chimtees and tupplies from you to know.
Tell people that I give you chimtees, which is a pinch, by the way. I do not stop it. That sounds abusive. I'm not like
Like
that. It was just a little reminder. Just a little reminder.
friends में चलता है यार. Friends में चलता है. PC, I'm excited to read about your life in this memoir, which you have so lovingly penned down in such fabulous English, I must say. Um, I'm
Don't get
every
lost in
time I
me.
open this book and I read a line, I'm like, huh? Check this out. Because Kirasi was concerned about where my relationship with my older boyfriend was headed and firmly believed we needed to be kept apart. guys, I can't do this right now. I'm like, huh? Okay. So Priyanka Chopra Jonas has written. I'm talking like a late night talk show host wrapping things up. Quickly getting the call in here now. Um, Priyanka Chopra Jonas has written Unfinished, a memoir. I can tell you unequivocally that she is one of the most amazing people that I have had the privilege to know in my life, and she has led the most colorful life, a true global star and a global citizen, and a kaleidoscopic personality with a panoramic view uh, of life, which I'm very, very excited to read about myself. But yeah, an exciting time. Another feather in your cap, PC. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ran. Lots of love in everything that you do. And thank you for coming and chatting with me, even though I know you were shooting today. This is a true friend and a true profesh. Look at that. Love you, babe. Take care of yourself. घर जाके अपनी बेगम को प्यार देना and be amazing as you always are. Big hug.